Last week we celebrated a young, talented, beautiful, gorgeous, gifted lady, Efia. Today, yes, this evening we have the honor of celebrating the legendary Nana Kwame Ampadu. Well, his English name or Christian name is Patrick. Interesting, in case you're hearing this for the first time, my guess is Patrick Nana Kwame Ampadu. And Yumtufo Hine Nana Kwame Ampadu the first. Indeed, we're honored to have him here in the studios. It's going to be his first interview in many years. And we thank him for accepting our invitation to be here. The man was born on the 31st of March 1945. He was nicknamed Steel back then. Why such a guy name? Or nickname if you want. We're celebrating him here on Personality Profile as an inspiration to many people out there, especially the youth who are into music. Person to look up to. He's paid his dues. The challenges we'll get to know. It's going to be a no-host bar interview this evening. But we'll tread cautiously though. Nana, you must welcome. Good evening and pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
I hope you are well.
Yes, healthy and well, and I'm glad. It's been, ages, since we met. But glad to know that you're hale and hearty, you're strong and able. 60 what?
60, add more. You know my year, my date. So I want you to work it yourself.
But you don't look it at all. Then I Kwame Ampadu.
Well, let's give thanks to God for making me so.
Yeah. Wow. And then what do you do to keep fit?
Exercise. And I don't get worried. Worriness is not my bone of contention. I'm always happy because when you put troubles aside from your body, you'll get on well. Life is full of challenges. You don't have to be thinking of them, brooding over them all the time. Focus and do something.
Wow, interesting to know that soon the man will be turning 70 and all of that, but still, you look well, and that for me is an inspiration to all of us. That hey, do what you do and do it well. Don't just do it, and also be happy always. Try as much as possible to keep a clean heart and a healthy mind.
Yeah, that is me. You see, my yardstick is sit wholly intent on whatever thing you do. So when you come to my home and I'm playing in games, at times you greet me, you feel that I'm too proud. My mind is focused on the game. So
okay.
After the break, I'll say, I'm sorry, I was serious on the game.
And I got the opportunity to work with you, sometime past, so I know the kind of man that I'm celebrating here. He used to be my general manager at Top Radio and all of that. And you have your funny side that many don't know. We'll get into that. This man will just let you go, you'll be in stitches, I should say. But then, doing all of that, you've composed more than 700 songs. How true is this?
No, it is true, but I just can't give you, the exact, records about it.
But it's over 700 songs till date.
Yes.
That's a record in Africa, if not the world.
We are talking of songs that are out. Yeah. It's not only songs that were recorded by the African Brothers Band, but there are some artists, producers, musicians that I compose and give them songs without even taking a peso. Adding all to my own repertoire.
Yes.
I think I will exceed.
So musicians like who? I mean, if you can tell us, you've written songs for
Gary Hansen, may he rest in peace. I gave him about 8 good songs. Osei Japan, Stella Take, Akwesi Bekwin, Akwesi Amwom, Abranyante, Amafuriwa, and even Santo, the late Santo. Yeah. And then Unity Stars. Later they changed to Ashanti Brothers. I gave them songs. And my own boy, Prince Osei, Only Your Voice, when he was leaving my band, I gave him some songs.
Today we'll be going down memory lane, and for many of us who were in there, maybe in the 50s and the 60s, when you were doing the concert parties, and you know where I come from, Agunan Sabah. I was there sometime back in the day.
Yes. There's an accolade that we used to give the Sabah people. It's Agunan Sabah, go inside.
Go inside.
Yeah.
And I come from the concert house. So
Okay.
you've played in my hometown and of course in my house, you know, for some time. And I go there and tell them, oh, Nana Kwame Ampadu used to do concert, and those are the times you used to, you know, create these dramas and all of that, and then you have Forest, you create stuff and all these things. But we'll come into it.
Okay.
Now we don't get to have a feel of that. Why is that? We'll come to that. And what has it changed? What has, you know, changed over the period that we don't get all of that?
The change emanates from, to me, technology.
Okay.
In our days, you know, these gadgets were not in.
What are you doing? Is it still relevant now? Do you think that if we should bring it back, really there'll be some relevance to it?
Yeah, it can, but I think, you know, the age has caught on with this system, and it will be a little bit difficult. But with much effort, I think we can make it.
Interesting.
Especially recording live in the studio, you can make it. But it needs. I would say it needs extra time,
Extra time.
on the field, because during our time, before we go to recording, I'll have to break from track. We take about 3 weeks. Every day we'll be rehearsing. Seriously.
Wow. Okay.
Morning and evening.
Before you go out to record and stage your
Yeah,
place.
because in the studio, when one of you flops,
You have to
makes a mistake,
start all over.
you have to start over. So we have to be sure that.
It's interesting what technology has done now, because now under 3 hours one can come out from the studio with an album.
Yes.
We'll talk about it, whether it's good or bad and how you see it. But let's talk about childhood, a little bit into your childhood. You started school from where? Obo Roman Catholic Primary, is that right?
Yes. When I say we the children, we are the starters of that school.
Obo Roman Catholic Primary School.
Yeah, we are the starters. We started the school.
Is the school still around? Is it around? Is it there?
Yes, but we are not in that old, dilapidated, house again.
Okay.
But I see the house whenever I'm passing. I show people that this is where I started.
Nana, how was life back then? Fill us in. For many of us who are young and we didn't get that opportunity, I go to Kweo for the festival and all of that. But tell me, Easter, yes, that's your festival.
No, I was very smallish and but too clever. My size wouldn't allow me to be registered in school, because in those days you had to put your arm,
yes,
your hand across to touch your ear.
Okay.
And I couldn't reach that level. So, but I was clever. Then this teacher came to our house. I don't know what I was doing. Then he said, then he picked me up. He started asking me questions. Then I answered them eloquently.
Wow.
Then he said, no, I like this boy. I have to put him in school.
So you enrolled?
Then my relatives said, oh, Unye, Usa. He said, no, he can make it.
You are how old?
So this, I wouldn't know. I think 5 or 6, Okay. So this teacher took me to his house. Then for the first time in my history, he gave me corned beef. One full corned beef. He cut it open. I said, really? Jew. In those times, a child to get corned
beef was a big deal.
No. It's just like somebody promised you heaven. So I just became dumbfounded, and I instantly liked the teacher. The next day, he wrote me into the school, even without a school uniform. Within 3 weeks, he asked me to be the prophet. When he was going out, he said, Ampadu, look after them. Oh, I was fantastic. I'm not boasting.
Smallish,
petite,
yes.
As the French man would.
As a class prefect.
Yes. And so,
how was it like? I love to hear stories, from the person, and some fond memories, back then in ballroom at Catholic Primary School. What do you remember? Nana Kwame Ampadu?
I was there for 3 years, and my father said I would be transferred to Abuam in the Afram Plains area,
okay.
because he had got a village known as Adiemra. So I was moved to the village. In fact, I didn't like it, but I had no other choice, you know. So when I went to Adiemra, I was registered at the same Roman, at this time Abuam. And we had to walk about 3 kilometers every day in and out.
3 kilometers to
Yes,
school?
Yeah, to school. No shoes, no sandals, barefooted. And we enjoyed it. And God was so good. We didn't meet any insect bites. No, God protected us. When it was raining, we had to cut these plantain leaves and cover our heads.
And still go to school?
Yes, and protect our books so that they wouldn't get wet.
What pushed you? You were determined, you persevered. What was it to gain the knowledge?
Yes.
Or your parents were forcing you to go out?
No. I lost schooling because, you know, I've been told by my teacher, Mr. Anson, that I was clever. So I wanted to, you know, hammer on it, you know, to show that I'm really, really clever. And then I saw that I was, because all my teachers and the head teacher, they all loved me. And from standard 1, I was asked to give the school tune at any time of parade.
The tune?
Yes.
What tune was that? You remember?
No, any tune.
Ah.
If we wanted to sing any song, I'll have to pick verse, yes. They will have to sing to my voice, his master's voice.
You were the special one.
Yeah, the special one.
Interesting stuff. But what is intriguing is you have to trek 3 kilometers to school.
Oh, yes.
And back.
Oh, yeah.
And what, you did this in a group, or you had to do it all alone?
We were in a group. We were about five boys. We were all boys. And we moved together.
Wow, it's revealing. It's here on Joy 99.7 FM.
You know, one funny thing, we'll be going to school and we'll go with our catapults. You know, when we reach the outskirts of the village, we hide them, because you can't take the catapults to the school, because your teacher will whip you. But it helps us, you know, back home, we'll be shooting. And
really?
Sometimes we got 2 or 3 birds, and we made.
What birds were you hunting or looking out for?
Oh, birds like, you know, in Key, I didn't know their name. The Apatupre, Asiwa, Apitie, you know, Asi.
And you got quite a number.
We got them. We were marksmen, you know.
Okay.
All of us. You know,
well, interesting stuff. So from Obo Roman Catholic Primary School, you gain admission. I mean, like you said, you're a brilliant student, right?
Yeah.
And you gain admission to what? Abusco. Is that it?
Yes. From Obo,
you went to Abuem.
No, I returned to Obo again.
Okay.
From Abuem. This time, enrolled with Bobo Anglican Middle Boys School. It was a boys' school. And my interest in music has reached its peak.
Okay.
And very lucky, I met one headmaster who was very good at, you know, with music.
So were you in the school band? Were you doing music or what?
One of Ghana's most celebrated radio presented, Fred Koku.
Okay.
Fred Koku's father. Yeah. And he saw that I had the voice, so he enrolled me in the school choir and the church choir. And there too, I had to give the tune. Even we had, you know, the female side. They said he used a word that, Ampadu, you sing like a nightingale. At that time, I didn't understand the
nightingale bird. Yeah.
So in school, I was the pillar whenever it came to music. Yeah. And that helped me to lead a very clean sheet life. Some of my colleagues would sneak out, but I just couldn't, because if I sneak out, I'll be exposed. Because during parade, they will call me, Ampadu, give us a tune. And if you are not there, you know what?
You run into some problems.
Yes.
Then you moved on, you gained admission to Abusco. That's Buakwa State College.
When I reached Form 2, in those days, you see the common entrance when you are in Form 2. I sat for it. I went to Koforia for interview. You know, one sad mistake I made.
No,
the interviewer saw me that I was very good, but I didn't know he wanted to help me. Then he asked me, "Is your father a rich man?" I said, "Yes, my father is rich."
He wanted to give you a scholarship
He
or something.
wanted to, but I said my father is rich. I didn't know. I wanted to promote my father.
So what happened? What?
So I was given a half scholarship. But my daddy said he had no money. But he had.
Your dad couldn't afford the other half?
He could, but he said he wouldn't. So I
what,
knew he could, but only that he wouldn't.
So what? You gave up secondary school?
Yes. So had no choice, and I came out with Osei, the elementary.
And no family member would help?
No. My mother couldn't help. You know, he was assisting my father. He had no money, and nobody was able to help.
So education was curtailed at what? Middle school?
Yeah, middle school.
But you speak very well. I mean, you speak very good English. You're very articulated.
In those days, you know, we didn't do many subjects, so we highlighted strictly on English and maths.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you meet any of my colleague at that time, when we write, you know, something for you, you see that somebody has written something.
Wow. But it's pathetic. Your dad couldn't afford or wouldn't pay for the other half of the scholarship.
I wept over it for a long time.
Any regrets that you couldn't have any secondary education?
Oh yes. I loved to learn more. I wanted to be somebody, you know. I'm not saying if I'm a musician, I'm not somebody. I could have gone to the school and said be a musician. You can't understand me.
Yes, sir. So from there, what happened? I mean, you gave up secondary school, then no family member to help you.
Yeah.
That was the end of formal education for you.
Yeah. So
and then what did you do?
I had to join my relatives in Accra to look for a job, and it was very, very, very sad, woefully sad. My figure, you know, my composure wouldn't permit any admission. They would just say, "Oh, Osadodo is too small. We can't employ you." They'll be asking.
So you didn't get a job here in Accra, and you didn't also get admission to any school?
Yes, sir. Patience. A dangle officers. I wrote the application. I will go. They will call me for interview. I think those people that I wrote to, they thought that when they read the English, you know, the construction, they thought they were going to see somebody tall or big, you know.
Oh.
When I appeared in the office, I said, "Good morning, sir. Please, I brought an application and they said I must come for interview." So, "What's your name?" "P.K. Ampadu." So, "You brought this?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Who wrote it for you?" I said, "I wrote it myself, sir." There were many instances they would give me a paper and ask me to write again.
Really?
They didn't believe.
They didn't believe you?
Oh yes, honestly.
Interesting.
And then after the interview, I said, "Oh, small, we are there, but we can't pick you. You are too small. Then I'll be whipping."
You've gone through hard times, difficult times, challenging times.
Yeah, they were challenging, but
and what was the role? You wanted to be what? Maybe like an office assistant or a messenger? Or what was it? What was the job title? What was it that you applied for?
At that time, the only job I could be offered was messenger.
Messenger.
You start from there and then
you climb.
Yeah, I climb.
Okay. So
So finally, I settled with United Ghana Farmers Council Corporation. It was a corporation of Osei, so one of Osei's integral, corporations, and that was in '63. I was employed as a messenger, and it was my day. You know, one funny thing.
Tell us, Nana.
Was it funny or fortunate? When I went for the interview, you know, I was asked to go to the tapping pool. In those times, they said tapping. Yeah, I saw some women tapping business out. So when I entered, they thought I was
one typing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they thought I was one of the boys that had been selling things around, and then I greeted and said, "Please, I want Mr. Dixon." They said, "Oh, sit down, you'll be coming." "What do you want him for?" "Anything." I said, "I brought applications here and there." He said, "I must come for interview." Then they will be speaking Ga. I said, at that time I didn't understand the Ga. So the man came. And I said, "Small." "Yes." I said, "Are you Mr. Dixon, sir?" I said, "Yeah." "Good morning, sir." I said, "Morning." please, I brought an application and I received this letter to come for an interview. I said, are you Kwame Ampadu? I said, yes, sir. Ah, are you sure? I said, yes, sir. So who wrote this? I said, I wrote it. Hey.
He didn't believe you.
Okay, I'm going to test you. And he gave me some maths and then essay. The essay says why I went to work with United Ghana Finance Council Corporation. So he left me and went because he thought that when he was here I'll be shaking or something. He spent about 30 minutes. He came, I was sitting down and chewing the pen. Then he said, small, you couldn't work it. Went to me and yapped me, so I said, I finished that. Then he took a minute. I said, ah. Then when I showed the thing to the girl, I said, that's, hey, back in there. He said, at that time I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Then he took my letter to the top.
So that's when you got the job.
That very day, he asked me to start. Meanwhile, my sister was waiting for me. I had to clean the ice kinky bottles and fill the fridge.
Well, you used to sell ice kinky?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was assisting my sister at Adabraka, Florence Grocery.
Okay.
So he was waiting. The bottles were there waiting for me. But this man said, you are starting. So when I closed and went, then I met fire. I said, where did you go? Where did you go? I got a bunny. I said, hey, sister, I've been employed. I've been employed saying, who has gone to an interview and that very day they said, this is my letter. I started.
Wow.
Then the husband came and said, Abna Tobu. I said, I can't see your father. Then I read the letter. He read the letter. Also, your father.
Why? Wow. So what? Working and you're doing music on the side, or how do you? Yes.
Incidentally, it was the same year that we formed the African Brothers Band.
That same year?
Yeah.
You were how old?
63.
19?
Oh. Yes, I was about 19 when I became a band leader. At that time, the youngest.
19?
Yeah, the youngest boy to become a band leader.
And you formed your band?
Yeah, we were a group and we formed a band. The band was formed at Nima. See, it started like this. I went to rehearsal with a certain man who wanted to form a band. I was a guitarist, and the man loved me because he said I was good. Then one day when I closed, somebody clapped and called me. I turned and I saw a boy who introduced himself as Akwesi Buahine, who was later known as Senior Edidonko. And he said, Small, I saw that you are
a good guitarist.
Yeah, you are very prolific. My in-law has got some instruments, so if you can go and see and then form a band. Then I became instantly interested because I and my elder brother, Kwame Ampadu, who later became the manager of the band, we had got some drums and congas. In those days, you didn't need much, much more musical equipment. So that very night, I went with him to Nima to look at the equipment. I was enthused. So I came home and informed my brother. I said, brother, we've got some people we can team up with.
So that's when you formed
the
African Brothers Band.
Yes.
Interested. We'll be taking a break and listening to Oman Boajo. Tell us about the inspiration, to write this song, Oman Boajo.
Oman Boajo, I didn't write it. I'm not saying I didn't write it. It's not a song I sat down.
You had to pen down, no?
No. We went to Apiga on our usual trip. In the evening, I was eating. We had driven the crowd out. We were going to start the gate. And I heard some of my boys rehearsing that beat. And I said, I was eating. I said, the beat is nice. So I asked one boy, I said, I didn't beat an Ombon. And they said it's a Nigerian beat. Then I washed my hand and gave the rice to that guy. So take the rest because we can't let this go waste.
Okay.
So I went and asked them, what is this beat? They said it's a Nigerian beat. They said we have to do something. Nigerians, they sing and shout. Then when I heard myself singing was that, but I had a tape. Normally, every time when we play band, I had a tape to record. So I recorded it. When we came home and we were waiting for recording at GFIC, Ghana Film Industry Corporation Studios, I deleted that song. I said it was just a rough kind of thing. Then in the studio, one of my boys said, Nana, why did we not rehearse that Apigua song? So it's just for comic. So Nana, it's a nice song. The beat is okay.
And it became an instantaneous.
And all of them supported. So it was in the studio that I asked the one who sang the Nigeria part, Kofi, can you remember your version? I said, yes. Okay, let's rehearse it. And then...
That was it?
That was it.
You are gifted, and you are blessed indeed.
Thank you. We give tribute to God.
And today we'll go down history. One of my memorable times on radio, interviewing Injum Tofohene, Nana Kwame Ampadu the first. His first interview in many years is only on your superstation Joy 99.7 FM. He calls this one Oman Boajo. We'll be back. And your personality profile here on Joy FM. Okay.
Making a go. This is not my part.
So who did this one? It was a band man or something with your band?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm bringing it back to do a little bit of your part for us here on Joy.
Oman Boajo, Association, Oman Boajo.
And you have such a unique voice, Nana.
Thank you.
Hey, it's just
you.
lovely to hear you over and over again. And this particular song ran, I mean, did it get you into some problems? Because I read somewhere that people said you're attacking the government, you're doing, was there anything like that?
No. You see, one thing about this song, it's very unique.
Okay.
Really distinguished from all the African Brothers repertoire.
Okay.
No, it's not a Ghanaian rhythm. It's a rhythm that had not been played by any Ghanaian band.
Okay.
If you could remember, after this song, that boy sang the version Thanking God.
That's right.
I will release it on 21st December when I'm celebrating the climax of my 50th
21st December.
Yeah, at the National
Okay.
Theatre.
We have Frederick on the line joining us this evening. Frederick, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Bola.
Yes, and you are calling from
I'm calling from
Kaswa. You're on air.
Yes, please. I actually admire and his song actually makes a lot of sense as compared to this current one. So I'm telling Nana you should keep out the work that he's doing.
Thank you too, Frederick. So he's full of praise, and he says, "Keep up the good work," and that's from
Thank you.
Frederick in Kaswa.